but for the marathon today, we are going to find the dog ending, which is a fan favorite. Normally we skip this cutscene, but we gotta see him do the thing. There he goes. Me too, buddy. Me too. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna do is a little trick called text storage. So, you go to see that there's nothing on the passenger seat, especially not a dead wife. Never a dead wife. And you carry it down the steps, and then it lets you go without picking up the map, which saves you the time that it takes for him to pick up the map and consider it. He's never seen a map before. That is a thing in common with the men of Silent Hill, is that they've never seen a thing, they've never seen a hitbox, never opened a door, can't find their dead wives or their daughters. So this is a long span of running. Noodly man running. He does not like to run in a straight line. And perhaps you'll notice the game saved on the screen. So when you are outside running, James will run out of stamina. This is a neat trick on the PC port of the game that makes it so that the man goes fast the entire time, and he will not slow down for you. He's got to find Mary. We have to go fast. And we're about to find Angela looking for her mother in the cemetery. She can't find her anywhere. She thought her dad and her brothers were there too, but they're not. So if nobody, or if anybody in here is not familiar with this game, James here, when we find him in the bathroom at the start of the game, has just received a letter from his dead wife. But that's ridiculous. It couldn't be true, because Mary died of that damn disease 3 years ago. She says she's waiting in Silent Hill in our special place, but since we know nothing about her, we don't know what that means. And so we must explore Silent Hill to find out what that special place is. We have just obtained a chainsaw, which will be a useful tool for us later. Uh-oh. Back to the Discord call. Okay. Hello. Am I not on?
Welcome back, you're good. Just keep going.
Just keep going. Okay. All right. So yes, we have to find Mary. She's here somewhere in our special place. And we run into town forever and ever and ever. And we are coming up on our second trick that's a pain in the ass, which is text storage simulator. So, we're going to keep this text on the screen for a very, very, very long time while we continue running into town. The reason for this will become apparent later when we find some red stuff on the ground. James, having never seen anything or perceived anything before, will not know what that is. But normally, when we come across the red stuff, he gets very confused and he has to follow the trail. And that's where we come into contact with our first enemy of the game, which is the first real skippable cutscene. So we don't have to fight the first enemy, and we don't have to get the bonking stick, which is ideal. Saves a lot of time.
Hey, while we walk James into town, can we read a little donation?
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you to Ari Babel with the 20-pound donation. Said, "Let's go, Jan."
Thank you,
can
Ari.
We get some dead wives in chat.
Dead wives in
bless the
chat.
run.
Hell yeah. So we just passed the skippable cutscene with the red stuff on the ground. You don't need to store the text as long as I do. I kind of usually just forget that I'm doing it. The text storage also prevents things from loading, such as enemies and such as cars. So sometimes it can be tricky if you forget, because there won't be cars, but you can still run into them. But thank you, Ari, for the donation. You're wonderful. I love to see the dead wives in chat. And we run and we run. There's another white van. There's white vans everywhere. Don't worry about who that is. Certainly not a dead James. This town is full of dead Jameses, but we don't need to worry about that. And we have picked up the apartment key. A neat thing that you can do is if you are new to doing this and you are mashing quick save to make sure this man keeps running, and you're mashing quick save while you're trying to pick up an item, it can soft lock your game, but usually it just messes up the text. Like, specifically that key will say elevator, and then the next, like, handful of things that you try to pick up will be labeled silly things, but usually you can play through it. Sometimes it'll just soft lock your game. I'm really good at soft locking this game. I'm a little concerned, but you know what? We're gonna get through it. So, why are we going to the apartments? We don't know. We found an apartment key, so it's worth a shot, right? Perhaps we'll find Mary here. So, inside, you do not need to quick save because James has infinite stamina inside buildings for no reason at all. And now we see our first bad guy. Who's maybe not a bad guy, just a monster. Maybe not a monster, I don't know. It's all James's fault. Oh my god, was that Mary's outfit? Could be. We're not gonna worry about that because we gotta go fast. So now we have the flashlight. Just like the other games, the flashlight will make things aggressive towards you, but also they can't fucking see anything or open doors or do anything at all without the light on, so we must have it. And now is when we find basically our first weapon of the speedrun, but since we have the, what is it? The chainsaw? I guess it's the second weapon. We have a gun now. We found it in a shopping cart, and that's how you know we're in the United States. He's gotta go fast.
You know what else I found in this shopping cart?
What?
A 50-pound donation from Sir Broseph saying "Go Go Clock Tower."
Oh my god!
And also a 5-pound donation from McSqueezy in a Borat voice.
My wife, she's dead. So what we just did in the hallway, we skipped another cutscene. That is a skip that you can soft lock your game on very easily. So one of the ways you can prevent that is by equipping your gun and aiming before you try to open the door. Since I can't remember to do that, I do the other way, which is you equip the walk run button to your controller, and then he does a neat little crouch in front of the door, and that will allow him to open it again. But that is a really easy way to soft lock this game. Noom. We like to noom around the corners. It makes him go faster. What do we get? A key in a hole. Of course we did. Fun fact, if you clip out of the game, the key never leaves the hole. James does not actually have the key. There is a key in there. They put a key in the hole. He does not take it. It stays in the hole. However, we will still be able to open this clock. Now, the clock is how we are going to know all of the riddles for the rest of the game with our neat little RNG manipulation trick. Alright, clock time. We're going to take it slow. We got to take it slow because this is important. 11:03, that's a clock that I know, and normally I don't take the time to put it into my nifty little tool, but we will because I do not want to bork this game. So, it starts on a time based on the frame that you start the game at. So, however fast you start the game after the splash screens play out will give you your seed, your RNG seed. You know now every single answer for the rest of the locks and riddles and puzzles in the game. And the answer to the clock is always the same. So you only have to pay attention to where the clock starts. You don't need to know where it ends because it always ends in the same place. Oh, and then we go the wrong way out of every door for the rest of the game. Oh my god, what was that? Nothing sexual, and how dare you? That was a pyramid head. Oh god, doing pyramid head things. And then this is a key that we skipped the cutscene for, but a little girl stomped on our hand and kicked it out of the way. Later, she's gonna call us a fart face and almost murder us. And we do deserve it. Stairs in Silent Hill games, probably the worst part of all the games, if I'm being honest. Other than hitboxes that none of the characters are capable of seeing. Takes a lot of practice to get good at the stairs. Also, the benefit of the run that we're doing right now is we do not have to do the final stairs or the final battle with where you kill your dead wife again. We cut all of that bullshit out, which is really nice. Dog run is fun. It's a nice, easy run. This is a really easy game to speedrun, which is why it's the game that I speedrun. And remember, slow is a speed. Before you question why I'm calling myself a speedrunner, slow is a speed. And my least favorite room, the trash room, in which James cannot ever see the trash, ever. And back around. Alright.
Do you think he can't see the trash because there's no mirror in here?
Yeah, I assume so. He's like, I've already seen garbage. I don't know what goes in here.
Speaking of garbage, we have a £5 donation from Feeder House saying James Sunderland is an unlovable man.
He is an unlovable man, among other things. Thank you, Feeder House. Alright, we just did another neat little trick. Normally, when you drop into the pool there, James is very, very dramatic, and he likes to stumble, and it takes him forever to get back up, and he makes a loud, crunchy noise. But if you have any sort of weapon switch, like swapping map to your analog sticks, you can make it so that he either unequips a weapon or equips a weapon, and it will stumble cancel. I normally don't do it that well. Normally we get 2 stumbles, because I do it at the wrong time, and then he gets extra dramatic. Because he doesn't like for you to do it. So if you do it wrong, he's like extra pissed. Ooh, also, fun fact about the apartments is they didn't program like fucking any of the doors right, so every single time you come out of a door, he basically wants to run straight back into it. So you have to wiggle the stick basically every time you come out of every door in the apartment buildings. And this is a fun trick. Once you pick the item up, you can quick save and kind of mash your action button, and you can gain control of him before he is done considering the trash he's looking at. And now it's time for Landlord Special Part 2, in which we cross the abyss into the secondary apartments. There he goes. These apartments also have a collection of some of the worst movement rooms in the game, in my opinion. We'll see what we call the Whispers room in a little bit. Whether we get Whispers or not is based on RNG. I have a feeling we might because of the seed we have right now. But it is the worst room for me in the entire game, and he likes to wiggle the entire time he's in it. And here we see Angela, very sad. We take the knife from her. We're not going to use it on ourselves. We swear to God we never would do that. We're not like her. We would never drive ourselves into the lake. Oh, coin puzzle box. He is usually incapable of seeing this no matter how close you are to it or how directly you're looking at it, much like any other hitbox in the game. The solution to the coin puzzles is also based on your puzzle difficulty, obviously. And for the speedrun, you always want to do beginner action and normal puzzle. So we always know what that's going to be. Doesn't mean we always do it right, but we do always know what it should be. Oh, you. This silly man. He's a silly man. Back up the stairs with you. And now, the Whispers room. It is the wonkiest room. The Whispers. Perhaps you hear them. You only get them sometimes, and actually, I did not ever know that they were a thing until playing the PC port, and I've heard that from a lot of people, everybody who played on console. I don't know if it's because when you're playing on console, you're generally hooked up to a TV and you don't have headphones on, but it was not until I played PC that I first heard the Whispers, which is super spooky. Oh my god. Alright, we gotta stab him! Get him! And then... into the corner. He sees nothing. He knows nothing. So, you gotta stay away from this man. I know you want to see him, you want to watch him go down those stairs, but you gotta be careful, because if you get close, he will come back, he'll get you. There we go, there he goes. I have a theory. He's just unclogging the apartments. Like, he's just doing a service. Alright, and then we're gonna neum down these stairs. And exit apartments.
Do we have a time for a couple donations?
We sure do.
First up, we have a 20-pound donation from Cat's Nine Tails and AJX Evil, saying, "Good luck, Jan, our cozy streamer. You've got this." Heart. We've got a 420 pound donation from Soso. "Love all the runners and chat peeps." Heart. And we can put an exclamation mark charity in chat for all the folks that want to contribute. Push us up to 1,000. We are well past our first goal. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you everybody for showing up to watch us get this man to the dog. We're about to find a spooky, hot, alive wife.
Mary?
Mary? Oh my god. It's a doppelganger wife. James has been given a second chance. I'll let you decide whether or not he's gonna mess this one up too. But we have us a hot, alive doppelganger wife now. She looks just like Mary. Everything except for hair. Her hair and her clothes are different. Also, she's sassy and she's hot. So he's not sure what's going on, but he's gonna take her anyways. Alright, there are 2 opportunities to obtain the thing that we need to find the dog. We're gonna do this now, so we don't have to worry about it. We got the dog key. Let's go. You can also do that. We'll be back in the same area during the dark times. But I like to get it now if I can remember, because it is very stressful to go the rest of the run going dog key, dog key, dog key, dog key, dog key. My splits for this section and the second opportunity to get it are literally just, did you get the dog key? Dog key, dog key, dog key. A lot of my splits are just named, don't forget this thing. Please. Alright, bowling? She hates bowling. She's not coming in. Pizza? This town is full of
Did you
pizza.
find the lady you're looking for? What's her name? Mary?
Oh my god. Meow. How can you just sit there and eat pizza?
Speaking of pizza, for the low donation of $5, Silly Melancholy wants to say, "Dead Wives Club, don't forget the dog key." We've got a 20-pound donation from Coffees as well. Thank you, streamers.
Thank you, thank you. Alright. Oh, it's almost time for boob key. Marie is gonna get keys out of her boobs. And then we're gonna hit the strip club. That's where she gets the key from her boobs. Oh my god, James. See, and this is what I mean about the steps. He wants to wall himself is really the problem. Oh my god. Scandalous. James has never seen such things before. We gotta get out of there. Alright. Everybody's favorite Silent Hill time. Hospital. We love hospital. Oh, there's that little girl. There she goes. Oh my gosh. There is a trick that is a good strat in the hospital I will not be doing, because you can easily soft lock your game. And while I normally don't have trouble with it, I do not want to bork the game in front of all of you lovely people, so we won't be doing the elevator skip. Elevator skip just involves quick saving and quick loading in a very specific way, and you have to use your mouse, and you can only do it on certain floors and at certain times. It's super easy to do, I just don't want to risk it for the biscuit. Okay, mustn't forget the needle. We got the needle. There's the shotgun here. Meow. Alright, and then hospital is probably, I think, the easiest part of the run. No, sometimes he picks the bullets up and not the key. You gotta be careful. But I think it's the easiest part of the run. I don't know, there's not too many doors. It's like you gotta do one thing per floor, and it goes sequentially upstairs. Super easy. The apartments were hard to learn. The apartments were very confusing. Alright. Keypad. Always 7, 3, 3, 5. At least on this difficulty. They do have different codes on different difficulties, I believe. And then, everybody knows you gotta abandon your wife before you murder her. So, we leave Maria. And we ascend to the roof. Will the Pyramid Man notice James? And so normally I don't take that large of a sweep out onto the roof. The last, like, 3 times I've run this game, I didn't go far enough, and I've never done that before, so we just want to make extra sure that he notices us. Ooh woo. Don't get the bonk! Alright, and we have skipped, like, picking up many, many pieces of paper and seeing codes written in blood on the walls, all because we have a nifty RNG manipulation trick. So we already know what these are gonna be. And the answer is 8331 and 8177. And what's in the box? A hair! It's just a box of hair, everyone. We went through all of this for some hair. Oh my god. Meow. What's this, some kind of a green stuff? I'm being careful because he likes to zoom over top of that, and then once he does, it's like impossible to get him lined up again. Because I'm not very skilled at this. Alright, and then this is normally where we'd be doing the neat elevator skip, but like I said, you can soft lock your game, and I would rather not. Alright. And it's Flesh Lips time, everybody. What's this, some kind of a little girl? And this is where she calls him a fart face and locks us in with the Feet Men, also known as Flesh Lips. And once we kill 1 and 2, my nemesis comes out somewhere. Number 3, there he is. He's a pain in my ass. He likes to just keep going. He just goes. He goes and he goes. And it takes forever, because I didn't line it up right, but that's okay. There is a trick to it, so that he'll fold up right away, but I didn't know where he was coming from. I wasn't ready. Alright. And now it's Elevator Simulator.
While we're in the elevator, would you like to hear some sweet music?
I sure would.
We have a £6, 66 pence donation from Scratch that says, "Nyum."
Thank you, Scratch. And back in the elevator. And floor 3. Let's go. So the elevator skip makes it so that your in-game time does not keep going during those little cutscenes, which is super nice. Alright, time to find our, well, for now, hot and alive new wife in the basement. Which is not a creepy place to find a doppelganger wife. Not at all. Oh my god, Jame. Jame!
Jane.
Jame. We were in the basement's basement. And back up the steps. Which is very satisfying when you can get them right, but he sure does like to run into the walls. It's difficult to get him to behave. Some days you just get a good James, and some days you get a squirrely James. And really, you know, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away, is how I feel about that. And back down to floor 2. Skip that. That is a fun... Oh, what is it? Like a trivia game. It's a trivia game you can play to win extra ammo and things, but if you don't answer it right, then they spray you with poison. Which I like to happen to James, but we don't need that ammo, because as you can see, we're not actually killing anything, really. You have to fight and kill very, very few things in this game. Alright. James is a coward, essentially. And that's okay for him. He doesn't need to be brave where we're going. Okay, he's not gonna see this. We're gonna try anyway. See. He has never seen a hitbox, never heard of it. We got the Alanis Morissette door open. Let's go. I'll go down the stairs. Okay, so these stairs shouldn't be any worse than the ones that we were just going up and down, but they put that little piece of paper on the ground. And normally, if you're playing like a regular playthrough, you would want to stop and read it because it's interesting things on the floor, right? But because it's there, the game makes you want to see it. Like, it wants you to see it. So it makes it so James wants to look at it, and that's my theory of why the hell he won't go down those stairs properly. He just really wants to know what that paper says, and we're not going to let him. He doesn't need to know. Not where we're going. Alright, oh no, Maria died. She got speared by a pyramid head. She got what everybody wants, to get gutted by Pyramid Head. And James is very sad about it. This is one of my least favorite parts of the run. It is a huge waste of time because you cannot skip it. Also, if you remember, we did not take a map. We don't have a map. Where's James making these notes on his map? Nobody knows. Why doesn't he just pick this map up off the table when it already has the notes written on it? Nobody knows. Why does James do what he does? Nobody knows. And, oh, Marie is dead. I'm feeling emo about it. Time to run through the dark. This is the section I call Mustn't Softlock in Otherworld Streets. Very soon, we will be using another text storage trick, which is really neat because the other ones, if you'll remember, we had to interact with something that pulled text up on the screen because it was daytime. So first we did the map in the car. Well, not the map. We looked at the passenger seat in the car and it told us there was nothing there. And the second time, we tried to go back and it told us we didn't need to go back. There was nothing to go back for. We have to look for Mary. The next one that we're doing, we don't have anything to engage with that is just going to tell us a thing. So we can turn our light off, attempt to read the map. It's going to tell us it's too dark to read the map, and we're going to store that text. And it's a really neat trick. But first, we're going to try not to get got by the guys that want to, like, suck holes through the bottom of your feet. These are probably my least favorite monsters in Silent Hill, because the thought of getting stabbed, like, through the bottom of my feet by these guys is, like, horrifying. What are they doing down there? Like, is that what they eat? They get a lot of traffic here? I mean, like, why are they there, you know? Alright, too dark to read the map. Let's go. So now we've got the text stored, and now we mustn't drop it. Because we are going past the part of the game that we skipped the first time we did, well, the second time we did text storage. So when we pass some kind of a red stuff on the road that normally triggers the cutscene where you fight your first little monster man and you get the bonking stick, we are at the same part of the game right now, and if we hadn't triggered the cutscene the first time, it's going to want us to trigger it now. So you have to store your text so that you can skip that cutscene again. So we're going to store the text until we get right about around this phone here. Then we're going to turn our light on. We're still quick saving to keep his stamina up, and we're going to pick up the wrench. It is letter wrench time. You've heard of screwdriver pliers in Silent Hill 1. Get ready for letter wrench, Silent Hill 2. And now we're going to store this text. Honestly, I'm not even sure how long I have to at this part. I usually do it until we make it up to the cars up here, around the corner. I'm sure I do it longer than I need to, but I have softlocked this game so many times you have no idea. So, you know, better safe than sorry. Storing text ain't no big deal.
While we store the text about the map, I've got some other text we can store on screen.
Yes.
It is a 10-pound donation from Pip that says, nice, because we have hit 669 pounds
Nice.
overall. Great job, everybody. Keep the donations coming.
Very nice. So yeah, as soon as we stop storing the text is when not only the cars spawn, but you can hear the nurses spawn. So now there will be nurses about, and they're going to want to bonk us. We're not going to let them. And this, we are going to be passing, like, the second place that you have an opportunity to pick up the dog key, but since I'm a good girl, I picked it up first time, so we don't have to worry about that now. And now we take a little shortcut. There he goes. And it's time for the park, which is one of the other, I think, hardest parts of the run as far as movement goes. He is squirrely in this part. Going down is not too bad. Coming back up, you're going to see something beautiful, and that's me flailing around wildly with this man trying to get him up the steps. And the wrench. We found a box. It's time to open it. It's a key to the Historical Society, also known as the Horny Prison. Alright, up the steps, let's go. Oh, nice try. Wrong way, but okay, we did it. We did it. Not well, but we did it. We got him up these steps. And now it's running simulator for an indeterminate amount of time that I have not bothered to pay attention to how long it takes to get there. There he goes. And this is a good time to point out, perhaps you're noticing the silly way this man runs, with his little hips swinging. The reason he runs like that is because he has no ass at all, and his legs are tied to his torso with strings, and he has to wiggle like that to make it look like his legs are running. Little known fact about the game. He's like a Woody doll. Except there's a dead wife in his booth. One thing about Silent Hill 2 compared to the other games is it is extremely easy to play this game without getting hit or killing anything even once. And we are on beginner difficulty. It is much harder if you play on different difficulties, but it is a little bit silly how easy it is to just never get got. Alright, now we're in the Historical Society, also known as a series of holes. Historical Society, a series of holes, the Horny Prison. The first time I ever played this is like when the game, I think, really got spooky, like actually spooky. Going down these stairs, and they did a perfect job. Like, they make them last just long enough that you start to get a little bit anxious, and then they keep going, and then you're like, oh shit, we're never coming back up from here. Like, this is not a hole we're coming back out of. It's all the way to the lake with this man. Alright, and then this is the part where you must either have the bonking stick or the chainsaw. You can, I guess, break through the wall with a gun, but you would have to make sure you had enough ammo, and we don't really pick up ammo. But if you don't have a bonking stick, and you don't have enough ammo, and you don't have a chainsaw, you're kind of borked. There's also a pipe that you can... Oh, fuck, I forgot to do the bug skip. Hold on. Let me get my RNGs. Hold on. The bug. Okay. Normally you quick save, quick load there, and it tells you, or you skip it, but I was busy talking. So, in this part, you use this battery, and it turns your light on, and there's bugs everywhere. And there's this code that normally you have to guess based on which numbers are worn off, but we already know the answer. But yeah, normally you quick save, quick load there, and you skip the whole thing altogether. And it's another hole. It's all holes all the way down. That one looks like a hallway, though, so it's pretty neat. Alright, and then this part was extremely confusing to learn, truth be told. But now it's pretty easy. I consider this one of the easier parts of the run. Pick it up. Not a lot of tricks other than like the quick save quick load for the bug skip. This part doesn't really have any cool skips or tricks or anything. It's pretty straightforward. Just learning the route. Trying not to let these guys block doorways, which is such a pain in the ass. Oh my god, we're stuck. Now we're not stuck. Now we gotta go this way. Also, the spooky noise that you hear, like, is an enemy that you can actually kill. But you can't see him. He's very spooky. Oh my god. We're not saying James should think about it, but maybe he ought to. Alright, we got some plates. Uh-oh. Spooky sound. No, don't look at it again. Run away. So what did that do? Nobody knows until... Horseshoe. Of course. Why not? This puzzle was one of the probably most confusing puzzles the first time I played this game. Because you'll see. You'll see what we do with the horseshoe. We've got a wax doll. We have a horseshoe. We're about to obtain the lighter. So what can you do with a wax doll and a horseshoe and a lighter, except make a handle out of it? That's going to lift up a metal door that's too heavy for this man to just lift. Wax doll, lighter, horseshoe. James is a real MacGyver here. Using big brain ideas. And, oh, I like how the dead bodies are just chilling. Just relaxing. While we go further down the holes. And more holes, of course he will. I like how they ask his consent every time. Like, what else is he gonna do except go down that hole? Harry's never seen a valve or a button he didn't want to press, and James has never seen a hole he didn't want to jump down without having any idea where it went to. And this is what I call quiet times at the Silent Hill elevator, and this is where we hydrate. It's like the first real chance in the run, unless you're letting cutscenes play, to, like, actually relax.
Well, while we have a little lull here, I just want to remind chat that we are Rising Safe in Our World, which is an organization designed to help raise awareness around and assist with mental health issues in the gaming industry. We are supporting the Press Pause event, which is specifically targeting depression, suicide prevention, and mental health services around the world. I want to say specifically focusing on the EU. ! Charity in chat if you would like to contribute.
And just in time, we've made it to the bottom of this new hole, this new and exciting hole with an elevator in it. Alright, and Labyrinth. Labyrinth was also a very confusing part of the run to learn until I don't even remember who said it. I was watching somebody run this game, and they said, well, you just turn every time. And I've never gotten lost since, so... Watch, now I'm gonna get lost, because I said that. It's a silly thing to say. Never, never say you've never gotten lost again. Alright, and that puzzle is always the same answer, but that puzzle's neat because the sides of the puzzle, like the box, correspond to the walls in this room. So normally if you don't know the answer, you have to, like, use your noggin and figure out how to line the holes up to get him to his hot and alive wife, who's now alive again. She's alive and she's hot again, and she's in the horny prison in the basement. She said she can't do anything through those bars, and so we have to try to get to her as fast as we can to the other side of the bars to see what it is she can do without the bars in the way. If we get there fast enough, she's definitely still going to be alive, and she will touch us. So that's our motivation. Motivation, no longer dead wife. Motivation, hot alive wife. In the prison cell. There's also an interesting piece of RNG that we will be encountering soon. In the form of one of these guys. Is it here? Is it you? It's you. This guy here. This one. There he goes. He did it. Okay, normally, he moves out of the way for you real nice like that, and that's what you like to happen. Sometimes you shoot him and he just sits there, and you have to stomp him, and it is just so disappointing. Oh, and then this guy. I just want to get in your way. They just don't want you to get touched. But we gotta go fast. It might happen for us this time. I'm convinced if we go fast enough, she'll be alive and she'll touch us. Okay. Tech storage time. Because we do not, and I repeat, do not want to trigger the father. There is a battle with the abstract daddy. I'm not going to tell you what he is. You can look it up. He's foul, and I do not like. I don't want to engage him. I don't want to think about him. Just know that we defeat him, and Angela throws a TV on him. And then Angela tells us that maybe we hated Mary. We don't want her to be alive. And we're like, that's silly. How could you say that? We love Mary. We're gonna find her. We got a letter. We just gotta remember where our special place was. I don't know anything about her at all, except that she died of that damn disease 3 years ago. Harry's wife died of a damn disease 4 years ago, so Harry has dead wife world record. Oh, this is it. Is she gonna be alive? Is she gonna touch us? Ugh, dead of the spaghetti face. That's what we call the disease that takes them, because it looks like they have pasta on their face. Another hot alive wife, lost to spaghetti face. Time to be emo about it some more. Alright, and this is the part I called the forever hole. We're gonna throw James in his own grave. There's a grave for Eddie, a grave for Angela, and a grave for James. And we throw James in his own open grave, where he belongs. And then we're gonna find our friend Eddie, who we last saw stuffing his face with pizza in a bowling alley. Oh, and then we shoot him.
On the way to Eddie. Whoop.
Oh, you can go. We're just gonna kill him.
Quick 420 donation.
Yo, he's dead. 420 donation. Nice. Alright. Boat stage. I'm very, very, very tragically bad at the boat. There is a way to do this well and make him go fast. And we are not good at it, but we do the best we can. But thank you to whoever had the 420 donation. I did not hear who it was.
It was anonymous.
Oh, an anonymous 420. Nice. Nice. Sub 40 boat stage incoming, yeah. World record. Alright, and we are about to embark on a journey to see if we can get this man out of bounds. This is probably, I think, the hardest part of the run. Especially the dog run, because you don't have to do the stairs at the end of the game. The stairs at the end of the game are definitely the hardest part of the run. This part sucks, and I hope that I can perform well for you, but it may take a moment, so bear with me if I struggle with the out of bounds. I am still learning. But we are going to force this man into the wall in the basement. And that's the important thing. Also, the hotel is about to be full of the lesser abstract daddies. So we're going to try to avoid them as well. I do not like them. Ooh, I hope I got this. We'll find out. So, we have to turn the light off. We're going to do the too dark to read the map trick. And then, we are going to slide this man into the wall, down the stairs, and sometimes he stays in the wall. Sometimes he does not, and therein lies the trick with the out of bounds. If you're really skilled at this, he just stays in the wall. He just lets you do it. Like that. I hope we're not too high. If we wind up too high, I do have a hotel save. Because you never do know. If you don't get him far enough down the stairs, and you get him out of bounds like this, sometimes he can be too high to fall back down into the basement, and he will just be stuck, like, in the ceiling. And that is what you want not to happen. Oh, bless you, James. And sometimes James just gives you a gift. And he just gets in the wall, he gets out of the wall, and you can get on with your business of finding your dead wife. So now we have skipped an entire hassle where you have to take every piece of your inventory and put it in a cabinet so that you can go on an elevator that tells you the weight limit is 1 person. However, he does not have to take his clothes off, which tells me one thing, and that is that he's not wearing any clothes. The clothes are not real. Also, you can keep the picture you have of your wife and this supposed letter that she wrote to you, because those are also not real. So we've got not real clothes, not real letter, not real picture. Naked man just running wild through Silent Hill, looking for his dead wife. Nothing to worry about. I'm sure he's fine. Alright, everybody's favorite meme, can bulb. What is it? It's just a can. It's just a can of bulbs. You open the can, it's got light bulbs in there. This is a metaphor for James having the first thought he's ever had in his life. And that's, maybe Mary isn't here. And you had to put the bulb in that light to turn the light on so that he could see the door to open it. Because normally you don't have your flashlight because you've had to put everything on a shelf. And this man could not be bothered to see a door without a flashlight. Alright. He calls this a bag, but it's definitely a briefcase. We've got a fish key, so we can get inside to find another key. It's keys all the way down. And that's another part you could quick save and sort of like gain control of James early. I'm just not good at it, so. Alright, we don't want to engage this abstract father, so we're gonna go in this room. Briefcase, we already know the answer because we know all the answers. It is luck. Nom 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 nom. Nope. Look, we got a music box, and we are almost done with this run. It is almost over, folks. No! We run the wrong way into the father anyway. Well, at least now you've seen it. Now you've seen it. You know what can happen. Be well advised. Don't get got. But the neat thing is, James can't die, and that's why we can leave him on no health the entire time. When you're playing on beginner, James cannot die. Until you make him drive himself into the lake. But that's a different ending. No. And then, we gotta do this one. I love the music box. Okay. And then you run away from the music box and you go get this key while the music box is spitting out another key. And I hope everyone is ready for something magical. If you've never seen the dog ending to Silent Hill 2, you're in for a treat. It is a fan favorite. If he can get in this door. I call this second to final boss chair and final boss VCR because he cannot see it. Oh my god, the rumor come out. Does Mary is dead. Okay, here it comes. And that's a run. We've done it. Canon ending, dog ending, absolutely. Thank you everyone for your donations and for watching me. Very exciting.
GG's Elder Goth. Let's enjoy this ending and then take a little break before we lake this man.
Alright, little less than 1,300 saves. Let's go. My PB for dog run is 40 minutes and 24 seconds, I think. But hey, that was a pretty good boat. That was not a bad boat for me. Alright, so we have to close the game out and start it all over again to get the RNG going. Alright, let me set this aside. And we're gonna lake this man. I believe that the lake ending is, in my heart, it's the canon ending. It's what James truly deserves.